The Velanine space station floated silently above a blue gas giant, its silver towers reaching toward the stars. Ships from all over the galaxy docked there. Lights flickered across the docking bays, and alien banners fluttered inside the main atrium. It was the time of the Galactic Festival, when species from many worlds gathered to share peace, trade, and culture. Tom, a young human man in his early 20s, stood under one of the repair lifts, his hands covered in grease. He wore a brown mechanic's suit, and a small patch on his chest read Dock Crew 14. Tom had been working on Velanine for 6 months now, fixing small ships and damaged bots. He wasn't anyone important, just a quiet worker who preferred machines over meetings. Meanwhile, on the upper deck of the station, Lena stepped out of a shining cruiser. She was tall and graceful, with light blue skin and soft white markings. Across her cheeks, her black hair was tied in a braid, and she wore a long silver coat made from a fabric that shimmered like water. Lena was from the Serati, noble alien race, known for their deep emotions and high technology. Every Serati had a small glowing mark on their wrist, a thin line of light called the soulmate indicator. When a Serati touched their true bondmate, the indicator would glow brightly. It was rare, and it had never, ever glowed for a human. Lena walked beside her guardian Errol, a stern elder with a tall staff and a serious expression. "Remember," he said, "we are here for diplomacy, not distractions." "Yes, Guardian," Lena said, though her eyes wandered around. She was curious. The stories of humans were new to her. Strange, unpredictable, emotional creatures, they fascinated her. Down near the main corridor, Tom wiped his hands and walked toward the central market. He needed a new toolkit, and his stomach was also asking for food. The halls were crowded, full of voices and colors. He carefully stepped around a tall, four-eyed merchant and ducked under a floating ad drone. That was when he turned the corner and collided with Lena. They both stumbled. Tom quickly reached out, grabbing her hand to steady her. "Whoa, sorry, you okay?" Lena froze. Her breath caught in her throat. A warm sensation shot through her arm. The indicator on her wrist, usually a soft silver line, suddenly flared gold. Glowing bright like sunlight trapped under her skin. Her eyes widened, her jaw dropped. Tom noticed the light. Is your wrist supposed to do that?" Lena stared at him, speechless. She had studied everything about soulmate bonds. She had seen her friend's indicators glow slightly when matched. A dista. This was brighter than anything she'd ever seen. I need to go," she whispered, and without another word, turned and walked quickly back toward the upper decks. Tom stood there, confused. "What just happened?" he muttered. He looked down at his own hand, then back toward where she had gone. Something felt different. That brief touch, it had done something. He couldn't explain it, but it stayed with him. Back in her quarters, Lena sat on the edge of her bed, staring at her glowing wrist. Her heart raced. "A human," she whispered to herself. "That's impossible. No Serati has ever." Her guardian knocked and entered. "Is something wrong? You're pale?" Lena quickly covered her wrist with her sleeve. "Just tired." "Too many people." Errol watched her carefully but said nothing. "You'll meet the ambassadors tomorrow. Rest well." After he left, Lena uncovered her wrist. The glow had dimmed slightly, but was still pulsing softly. She had heard legends of a soulmate bond that was so strong, it broke the rules. But those were just stories, weren't they? She couldn't get the human's face out of her mind. His warm hand, the way he spoke, simple, direct, kind. She had never met anyone like that, back on the lower levels. Tom sat alone in the corner of the workers' mess hall, pushing his food around with a fork. His friends laughed and talked, but he wasn't listening. Who was that girl? What was that? Glow? Was it a trick? A health thing? A cultural thing? He had seen many aliens on this station. None had reacted like that. "I'll probably never see her again," he said to himself. He didn't know that at that very moment Lena was standing on her balcony high above the station, looking down toward the lights of the lower decks, and she was thinking the exact same thing. Lena sat beside a tall glass window on the upper deck of Velanine, her hands folded in her lap. The stars outside twinkled like tiny fires, but her eyes weren't on them. Her gaze stayed locked on the soft golden light still glowing faintly beneath. The sleeve of her silver robe, her heart was still restless. She had read stories from the Sorati Archive's rare cases, where soulmate indicators glowed in strange ways. But none had ever mentioned a bond forming with a human. Sorati didn't consider humans as possible matches. They were too different biologically, emotionally, socially. But Lena had felt it. The moment his hand touched hers, something inside her shifted. A warmth, a calm, a pull. Still, it made no sense. "Can't tell anyone," she whispered. To herself, a soft knock came at her door. "Come in," she said quietly. Her guardian Errol entered with his usual quiet strength. His eyes were gentle but sharp. He looked at her closely. "You've been quiet since the marketplace," he said. "I'm tired. So many new things." Lena replied quickly. "Not one to be shaken by crowds, Lena." Errol stepped closer. Something happened. Lena hesitated. Her hand moved toward her sleeve, but she didn't reveal the light. It was nothing. Just a small bump with a worker. That's all. Errol frowned slightly. "A human." Lena nodded. "Be careful," he said in a calm but serious voice. "Humans are unpredictable. If your indicator reacted, it must be a mistake. That technology has flaws." "But it's never glowed like that before," Lena whispered, before she could stop herself. Errol raised an eyebrow. "Then it's more reason to be cautious. Don't chase what you don't understand." After he left, Lena stood by the window again. Cautious asked, ChatGPT. The camp was quiet that night. Stars above the valley blinked gently, and the wind whispered across the cracked earth. Inside the main tent, Adam checked his tools one by one, carefully cleaning each wire and connector. Always did this. After a mission, it helped him think. Outside, Lena stood still near the communication tower, her back to the tents, her eyes fixed on the sky. She had stayed quiet all evening. Adam finally stepped out and saw her standing there. Her armor glowed softly, the blue energy field stable and smooth, just like he had designed it. "Hey," said gently, not wanting to startle her. She turned slowly, her silver hair catching the moonlight. "You fixed the signal booster already?" Held up a small tool almost, but I needed a break. Lena looked back at the stars. Your sky's ... busy. So many stars, moving so fast. "It's always been like this," Adam replied. "But I guess I never stopped to really look." There was a short silence. Lena hesitated, then said, "Do you ever feel small? Like everything is too big, too strange?" Adam thought for a moment. "Yeah, sometimes. Especially when I first came out here. Space is big. War is bigger. But then you find someone who makes you feel less alone." She turned to look at him. "You mean your team? I mean you?" Adam said, honestly her. Eyes widened slightly. Then she looked away, her face gently glowing again. That same quiet blush. "Sorry," she whispered. "It keeps happening. I told you I don't mind," he said, smiling. "Actually, ... it's kind of nice. Means I'm doing something right." Lena shook her head slowly, but she was smiling too now. "You're strange, Adam." "You've mentioned that before," he laughed. She moved a little closer. "I think that's why I trust you." That made him pause. "Really?" She nodded. "Back home, we don't show much. Emotions are kept hidden, controlled. But here, with you, ... I don't have to hide so much." Adam felt something warm settle in his chest. "You never have to hide around me." For a while, they just stood there in silence, watching the stars. Suddenly, the warning light flashed on the tower. Above, Lena stepped forward. Unmarked signal, East Ridge, fast approach. Adam's calm vanished. "Let's go." They reached the East Ridge in under 2 minutes, crouching behind a rock formation as a scout drone buzzed overhead. "Just one," Lena whispered. Adam aimed his rifle, too low for a strike, but it's scanning. Lena opened a small compartment. On her arm panel, "I can scramble it with a short-range pulse. Sure it won't track the signal back here? If I boost the angle, it'll look like interference from the cliffs," she explained. Adam nodded. Do it. Lena pressed her palm against the rock, channeling her energy through the surface. The pulse spread invisibly through the ground. The drone above paused, spun once, then zoomed awake and fused. Nice work, Adam said. But Lena was breathing fast, her hand trembling slightly. You all right? He asked. It takes more energy now, she said. I've been using the new systems more than I'm used to. He stepped closer. You're pushing yourself too hard. I have to, she whispered. If I don't improve, I'll fall behind. I won't be useful to the squad. Or to you. Adam frowned. Don't ever say that. You're already more than enough. Lena looked at him, surprised. You don't have to prove anything to me, he continued. You've already earned your place? Her eyes softened. You mean that? Of course, Adam said. You're not here to impress anyone. You're here because you're strong, smart, and brave. Her blush returned, deeper this time. Then she said, Can I show you something? He blinked. Sure. She held out her hand. Her energy field shifted slightly, forming a small glowing sphere between her palms, light, purple, and steady. This is my own code, she said. Something I built last night. I've been studying your upgrade methods, and I tried to combine them with my style. Adam stared at the sphere in awe. You made this? She nodded. It's still rough, but it's stable. He reached out, touching the edge of the light. Didn't burn it. It felt warm, like a heartbeat. This is amazing, he said. You're adapting fast. You inspired it, she said softly. So I named the code pattern after you. Adam looked at her, surprised. You what? She gave a small, proud smile. Pattern DM, a damn module. For a moment, Adam couldn't speak. Then he said, That's probably the best compliment I've ever gotten. Lena's eyes lowered shyly, her cheeks glowing again. You really can't stop blushing, can you? He asked gently. She looked up at him. Maybe I don't want to. Back at the camp, the squad noticed their return, but no one asked questions. They knew better. Lena walked quietly to her tent, still holding the energy sphere she created. Adam stayed near the fire, staring into the flames. He didn't fully understand what was happening between them, but he knew one thing: something real was forming. Slowly, carefully, and honestly. In the cold and silence of space, that was rare and precious. The next day, the squad received new orders. Signal had been detected from the edge of the ice cliffs. Deep in the outer zone, no man's land between the human base and the enemy border. It was far from the normal routes, and the message was weak and strange. Could be a trap, said Sergeant Rowland, or it could be something left behind from the early war. Adam volunteered to go with the scout team. Lena stepped forward too. We'll need her if it's alien tech, Adam told the sergeant. Rowland hesitated, then nodded. Fine, but stay alert. No heroics. The trip to the cliffs took half a day. The land changed as they moved. Trees became sharp rocks. Wind turned colder. Sky darkened with thick clouds. When they reached the frozen cliffs, the signal grew stronger. Adam knelt by a scanner while Lena stood near the edge, her energy shield flickering faintly in the cold. It's definitely alien, Adam said, but old. 15, maybe 20 years. Lena stared at the jagged ice wall. This place was once part of our outpost during the first contact war. She walked forward, scanning the ice surface. A few steps later, her shield made a soft buzzing sound. Here, she said, there's something buried beneath. Adam joined her. He helped remove snow and thin ice until they uncovered a small metal device round with a faded symbol. Lena touched it gently. It's a memory capsule. What's it doing out here? Adam asked. She shook her head. We should bring it back. As they turned to leave, the wind howled louder. Then came the sound, distant but clear. A whistle. Then a rumble. Adam spun around. Avalanche. Snow and rocks tumbled from the cliff above. He grabbed Lena's arm and pulled her back. But it was too late. The ground beneath them cracked. They fell. The world spun. Adam groaned, his back aching. Ice and snow covered his legs, but he could move. He pushed up slowly and looked around. A dim cave surrounded them, glowing faint blue from frozen crystals. The fall had opened a hidden passage beneath the cliffs. "Lena," he called. "I'm here," came her soft voice. She was a few feet away, sitting against a frozen wall. Her armor was scratched and her helmet was gone, but she was breathing. Adam hurried to her side. "Anything broken?" he asked. "No, just bruises." She looked around. "We're inside the cliff." Adam helped her stand. "We need to find a way out." As they moved deeper into the cave, something strange happened. The crystals lit up brighter with each step Lena took. "It's reacting to you," Adam said. Surprised, Lena placed a hand on a crystal wall. "It's old tech my people once used. Energy-sensitive tunnels like this. They respond to bloodline signals." "So this place was one of your bases?" he asked. "Maybe," she whispered, "or something more." They followed the glowing path until they reached a small chamber. Inside was a round pedestal, covered in frost. Lena stepped forward and wiped it clean. On the surface were carving symbols from her world. Her eyes widened. "What is it?" Adam asked. She didn't speak for a moment. Then she said, "This is a message for me." "You? My family crest is here," she whispered. "This was meant for someone of my line. It's a memory beacon." She placed her hand on the surface. The chamber filled with soft light. A voice spoke, a female voice, smooth and ancient, to the child of House Myra. "If you are hearing this, then you have survived the fall. We failed our mission, our people scattered, but the future remains in your hands. Trust the ones who walk with you, especially the ones who see you, even when you try to hide." The message ended. Lena's eyes were wide, her hands shaking slightly. "That voice," she said quietly, "it was my aunt. She vanished during the war." Adam stepped closer. "Lena, that message was meant for you. It's not just about the war, it's about your future." She looked up at him. "Do you think it means something?" "I think," Adam said gently, "you were meant to find this. And I think the part about someone who sees you sounds a lot like how I see you." She blushed again, but this time she didn't look away. "Adam," she said, "I never told anyone this before, not even the other alien soldiers. But I wasn't just a peace offering. My family sent me away because I didn't belong in the royal system. I was different. I felt things too strongly, spoke too softly. They thought I was weak." "You're not weak," Adam said firmly. "You saw that before anyone else did." He gave her a small smile. "Maybe I just see clearly." They stood in the quiet chamber for a few more seconds. Then Adam said, "Let's find a way out of here. I don't think your people meant this place to be your tomb." Lena smiled. "No, they meant it to be a beginning." An hour later, they found a small tunnel that led back toward the surface. They climbed carefully, helping each other through narrow paths and icy ledges. When they finally emerged, the wind had calmed, and the cliffs stood silent once more. Adam tapped his cum. "This is Scout Unit. We're alive. Returning with alien data and a memory capsule." "Copy that," came the reply. "Glad you're not ice statues." Lena looked at the horizon. "Adam?" "Yeah, thank you. Not just for the armor. For everything." He turned to her. "You don't have to thank me anymore, I know," she said softly, "but I still want to." And as they walked back toward the base, her hand brushed against his, not by accident this time. 2 days after they returned from the ice cliffs, the camp changed. It wasn't spoken aloud, but everyone could feel it. Tension, eyes glancing to the sky too often, whispered reports, strange signals from the enemy side. Something was coming. Adam sat with Lena in the tech bay, helping her copy data from the memory capsule they had found. The glowing blue device now pulsed with a steady rhythm, connected to the main console. "This data is clean," Adam said. "I think we can decode the rest in a few hours." Lena nodded. "The symbols match an old diplomatic encryption, but some parts are missing. We'll figure it out." She glanced at him. "I don't think the message was only about me." Adam leaned back. "You think it's a warning?" "Or a plan," she said. something unfinished. Before he could answer, Sergeant Roland stormed in. "We've got movement," the sergeant said quickly. 3 enemy ships landed, near Sector 12. "No warning, no signals. Attack force?" Adam asked. "Could be. Or maybe scouts." Roland's eyes narrowed. "But here's the strange part, one of their leaders is asking for her." He pointed at Lena. "Me." She stood up, confused. He said, "Her name said he has information meant for her, something connected to the royal line." Lena looked at Adam. "This can't be a coincidence." Adam stood. "We're not letting her go alone." Roland nodded, agreed. "But this meeting has to be quiet. Just 3 of you. No weapons raised unless needed." Lena took a slow breath. "I'll go." Adam stepped beside her. "And I'll be right there with you." The meeting took place near the borderline, an empty ridge between 2 broken towers. Lena, Adam, and Roland walked together with no armor beyond shields and scanners. The air was sharp with silence. In the distance, 3 enemy soldiers stood waiting. The one in front was tall, with silver-blue armor and dark markings on his arms. His eyes were the same deep violet as Lena's. "You came," he said to her. "I don't know you," Lena replied, calm but alert. "I am Kieran, your cousin." Lena froze. "My family doesn't speak of you," she said carefully. "They hid me," Kieran said. "Just like they sent you away. But I found something your house needs. I couldn't trust anyone except you." Adam stayed silent, watching everything. Kieran reached into his armor and pulled out a small glass stone, pulsing softly with light. "This is a royal beacon," Lena whispered. "Yes," Kieran said. "One of the last. It holds proof that our house was betrayed from the inside." Adam stepped forward. "Why bring it here?" "Because I need help," Kieran said. "From both sides." Lena looked uncertain. "You want to join us?" "I want to stop this war," he said. "And if that means working with humans, ... I will." Adam glanced at Lena. "Your call." Lena stepped forward, slowly taking the beacon. But before she could speak, alarms flashed in Adam's scanner. "Incoming fire North Ridge," he shouted. An explosion rocked the cliffs. Dust and plasma lit up the sky. Enemy ships, more than 3, were now moving fast, weapons armed. "It was a trap," Roland shouted, raising his shield. "No," Kieran said, eyes wide. "Not by me. I swear it." Lena hesitated, then nodded to Adam. "We run." The 4 of them turned and sprinted toward the rocky path they came from. Plasma blasts hit nearby, throwing dirt into the air. Adam grabbed Lena's hand to pull her around a collapsing stone. Her shield flickered. "Your shield's low," he warned. "I know," she shouted. "Too much energy lost on the scan earlier." Kieran fired back with a short pulse to slow the attack. "They don't want the beacon to leave this zone." Roland took a hit and went down behind a boulder, but shouted, "Go! Don't wait." Adam didn't want to leave him, but Lena grabbed his arm. "Adam, we have to get the beacon back." "That's what he said. It's the key." Looked at her and nodded. "We'll come back for him." They moved fast, leaping over rubble, ducking under beams. Explosions lit up behind them, at the edge of the ridge. A drop stood in their way. "Too far to jump," Adam muttered. Lena looked around, breathing hard. Then her eyes caught something. "The crystal field below us. If I overload my shield, it might blast a path down. That could drain you completely." "I can do it," she said, stepping forward. Adam reached for her arm. "I won't let you fall." She looked at him, eyes shining. "Then hold on." She focused her energy, feeding power from her chest plate into the shield core. The glow around her brightened. Then, with a shout, she pushed the energy downward, sending a wave that cracked the rock beneath. A path opened. "Go," she shouted. Adam helped her down the rough slope, supporting her as she staggered. Kieran followed behind, covering their rear. When they reached the lower field, Lena collapsed to her knees. "You okay?" Adam asked, crouching beside her. "I'll recover," she whispered. "Just need time." Kieran looked at both of them. "You saved me." "Oh!" "And the beacon." Adam looked at the small glowing stone in Lena's hand. No, he said.
But
All of us. Lena smiled, cheeks glowing gently even through the dust and sweat, still blushing. Adam teased softly. She nodded, tired, but smiling. Still worth it. The small base hummed with activity. The memory capsule's data was being decrypted, the secret message inside slowly revealing truths from the past. Adam and Lena sat side by side, watching the flickering screens. Kieran had been quiet since the attack, earning cautious trust from the squad. His calm manner and knowledge had already saved them more than once. "We can confirm," said the tech officer, "that the beacon contains proof of the betrayal your house suffered during the early war. It's clear now the conflict was manipulated." Lena's violet eyes widened. "So my family wasn't responsible?" "No," Adam said gently. "They were set up." Kieran looked at Lena. "We must share this with both leaders. The war can end if we trust each other." But trust was hard-earned in the following days. The enemy forces increased pressure on the border, pushing the human base to its limits. During training drills, Lena and Adam worked closely. Her armor was now fully synchronized with the upgrades Adam had installed, making her faster and more powerful. Yet something was different. She was no longer shy or distant. She walked taller, smiled more, and her cheeks glowed softly, not from embarrassment, but from a new confidence. Adam noticed how she would sometimes catch his eye, holding the look longer than before. One evening, after a long day of strategizing, they sat near the fire pit. "You've changed," Adam said quietly. Lena nodded. "I found something inside myself. Not just a soldier or a shield, I am part of this team. It's part of your world now," he smiled. "You're more than that. You're family." She looked at him, face glowing warmly. "Thank you for believing in me." Before Adam could respond, a sudden alarm rang out. The base went on high alert. Enemy forces approaching. The commander shouted. They rushed outside. Dozens of ships crossed the horizon, their weapons ready, prepared to defend. Adam ordered. Lena stood beside him, her shield flaring bright blue. The battle was fierce. Lena moved like a storm, blocking blasts, countering attacks, and protecting her squad. Adam fought close, covering her back. At one point, a powerful enemy soldier broke through the line and lunged at Lena. Adam stepped in front. Taking the blow, Lena's shield flared stronger. She pushed back with a wave of energy. The enemy retreated. Breathing hard, Adam looked at Lena. "You saved me," he said. She smiled, cheeks flushed softly. "We save each other." As the enemy retreated, the squad cheered. That night, under the stars, Lena and Adam sat quietly. "Do you remember when I first fixed your armor?" Adam asked. Lena nodded, a small blush on her cheeks. That moment changed everything. She looked at him, eyes bright. "Thank you for seeing me."
Adam smiled.
The battle was over. The enemy had retreated. The small outpost was quiet again, but the air held a new hope. Adam and Lena stood side by side on a hill overlooking the valley. The sun was setting, painting the sky in soft oranges and pinks. "Do you think the war will really end now?" Lena asked, her voice gentle. Adam smiled. "I believe it will, because people like you and me, we showed them what trust can do." She looked down at her armor, the shield crystal glowing faintly. "Thank you, Adam," she said softly, "for everything." He reached out and took her hand. "You don't have to thank me. You were brave. You saved lives. You changed the future." Her cheeks warmed, the blush returning, but this time full of joy. They walked back to camp, their hands still joined. Inside the tent, the squad gathered. Commander Doyle was making plans for the next mission, but his eyes often glanced at Lena and Adam with a new respect. Mira leaned over to Adam. "You've changed her, and she's changed you." Adam nodded. "We're stronger together." The days that followed were filled with rebuilding and planning. Two of them trained harder, learning from each other. Lena taught the squad how to stay calm under pressure. Adam showed her new ways to upgrade her armor and weapons. One evening, as they rested by the fire, Lena looked at Adam. "Would you stay with me?" After this, Adam smiled warmly. I would like that." Her blush was bright, but this time she didn't hide it. The stars shone above, bright and endless. Together, they looked toward a future where humans and aliens fought side by side, not as strangers, but as friends.